What's up, everybody? OMB. Hey, look, I appreciate y'all subscribing to the channel. Do subscribe if you're not subscribed. And hit that bell icon so you can be notified for future videos. You know something? This is a UFC talk here. And this is about Jon Jones. But it's Daniel Cormier who has the issue. He wants to know why Jon Jones is not being tested more for steroids. So, I got this article off Heavy. I don't know what the Heavy stands for. It just says Heavy H dot, Heavy dot, Heavy period, whatever. So, they started off with this. Now, hopefully I don't screw this guy's names up. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm going to screw it up. It ain't no doubt. This guy named Jerry Prochaska has become now this is verbatim. I'm reading from the website. It says Jerry Prochaska has become the new 205-pound king at UFC 275 earlier this year and got forced to vacate the title after suffering a horrific shoulder injury. Prochaska is also the most tested fighter under the banner with 64 samples submitted to the United States UFC USADA in 2022. So this is, they talk about Jon Jones. It says, on the other hand, Jon Jones only got tested 4 times ahead of his highly anticipated comeback next year. Cormier took to YouTube, and this is when Daniel Cormier comes in handy. Well, he comes in on this. He says, one of the reasons with Jon Jones was that he was going to get to come back. But he was going to be the most tested guy in USADA, Cormier said. They were going to be on him. They were going to make sure that he didn't have picograms or any of that stuff. Where are his damn tests? I mean, why is he not the most tested? Why are you testing Jerry Prochaska more than you're testing this guy who has a history of having these types of issues? Now, see, I didn't know that. That's from my inexperience with the UFC. But as far as steroids, that's been in boxing for a minute. So, you know what I'm saying? We already know the deal with that. So check it. He continued. We have a guy who has a history of drug abuse that got tested a third of the month of the year. That's not fair. That's not random. And then he goes on to say, I'm saying test him more. Not more than 65 times. That's excessive. But test him more when he's not the champ and when he's not competing, which is true. That's when from my understanding, USADA will call you up and be like, yo, you need to get tested. And you have time, you can make up an excuse, but you still got to get tested. We've seen that happen. You know what I'm saying? In boxing, of course. But because guys, and I'm back to this article here. It says, if he's beatable, this is different right here. I ain't even gonna get into that. So what they're saying is Jon Jones has a history of using steroids. Now it makes sense that you're going into the heavyweight division. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for somebody to be off damn near, who's going to be off like 3 years and come back into a heavier weight, there got to be something up with that. But I went further than that. I said, let me look up this UFC thing. You know what I'm saying? And I found an article that told me something about the UFC that I didn't know. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all probably didn't know it neither. Well, OMB is a researcher and a scholar, and I'm about to tell you. The UFC does accept steroids. I'm about to read it to you. It's called TRT, and it's legal. Check it out. Testosterone replacement therapy. Check it. Testosterone replacement therapy is a steroid that helps build muscle, that helps build strength and muscle, but is not the same as steroid abuse. TRT is legal. Hold on. Let me go on. Fighters who use TRT must apply for a therapeutic use exemption called the TUE. Through whatever state athletic commission they are fighting under. The UFC does additional testing throughout the fighters' training camp to ensure their testosterone levels don't exceed legal limits. How the fuck can you not exceed legal limits when you're taking steroids? The legal limit should be what your body limits it to. Wow. So, I wonder how many UFC fighters is using TRTs, huh? And the ones who can't afford it are the ones who getting their ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? And then, let me go on even further. Because I found another article. Let me make sure I get this right. Here we go. Because this guy I don't know about, but I've heard his name many times, and he's one of y'all UFC champions. And guess what he says? He says, UFC legend Donald Cowboy Cerrone admits to using steroids. Was it TRTs? You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's hard for me to really get with a sport. I'm going to get with it because I'm sure that's not everybody, but it's hard for me to get with it when I know that somebody could be possibly having an advantage, because regardless, using the steroid is an advantage. I don't care how much it is, how little it is, how tiny it is, and how monitored it is. It's an advantage, yo. Now, if you and your opponent both was on TRTs, cool. But if you have TRT and the other guy don't, whose advantage is that? You know what I'm saying? It's a steroid, yo. So, no wonder Jon Jones is able to blow up. You know what I'm saying? Because he got money. I'm pretty sure he can afford that TRT stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want to see how this all plays out, man. Because, you got stuff going on in the UFC with betting. And now I'm reading this about steroids is legal. I don't care what kind it is, who is monitored by. It's a steroid. O&B signing out. Peace.